Chris, you gonna start the recording?
PG. PG.
I'll tell him. Put the bug in. Put the bug in his ear and tell him like, yeah, I don't think we should.
Dad, look what Jordan is.
He said he was gonna get it started up. So maybe. Oh yeah, I see that we just started live on YouTube.
Look what Jordan about to get.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting it started. Okay.
This is up there. Look like a bug bite, baby.
It's not bug bite.
Okay, cool.
Lifestyle libraries, baby. What's good?
What's going on, everybody? You know, I'm C3. This is the Lifestyle Libraries Podcast. I'm here with Mozzie, the joke. We got Mr. Chris Silver, and we got a few other people that's tuning in, but we got a special guest tonight, Mr. Ron Collins. He got so much going on. I'm just gonna let him take the floor and tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. Ron Collins.
Yep, appreciate you. So I'm Collins. I go by Collins Divine, and I am a business coach. I help aspiring entrepreneurs or small entrepreneurs, beginner entrepreneurs, structure what they know and turn it into passive income without them having to involve more time in their business. And I also help six-figure entrepreneurs restructure their business so they can get back more of their time while making a lot more money. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
Nice. Where you from?
Cool job, bro.
Originally from Illinois. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm from Central America. I'm in Florida now.
Yeah. Okay. You said you're in Florida now?
Yep.
Nice. We East Coast. I'm in Jersey.
Yeah, I'm in Tennessee.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's like you from Tennessee.
Tennessee, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of family in Tennessee. I'm related to the D-Berries.
Oh, yeah? I know a couple of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy because there's a court clerk out here where I'm at right now with the last name D-Berry.
Yeah, it's a lot of D-Berries. The D-Berries go all through damn America. But so what do you guys typically talk about here on the podcast?
My dad,
we want to ask you some
right
questions.
now.
We want to ask you some questions. So when somebody comes to you, Ron,
depending on who's on, is going to kind of determine what we talk about, the topics and things like that.
Okay,
but basically the concept of the Lifestyle Libraries podcast is to just shine a spotlight on different types of lifestyles, right? Different ways of living, different perspectives. It's kind of just to get everybody, familiar with the concept of like your way isn't the only way, right? You're not the only lifestyle that's being lived.
Shedding some light on how you doing life and how you moving life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely. Okay, yep.
I think it's important. I think it's important because most people that are still stuck in that slave mentality, the survivor like state of mind,
the default
the
level,
consumer state of mind, they feel stuck. They feel like they don't have any options, right? That's how they feel. They feel like there's nothing they can do. And so just kind of shining a spotlight on here's 50 different people that's doing 50 different things and every one of them successful.
Yeah,
you can't see something like that and still think you don't have options.
Right. Shedding light on different perspectives around the default lifestyle. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, like you said, the default lifestyle, like I would say that's honestly just people that don't strive to be better, honestly, anything that they do that are in that kind of default lifestyle that their life is going to go however pretty much default it would have went if they would have never did anything. So we have that lifestyle that we're all grinders. All we do is learn and better the things that we're already striving to do versus every day being entertained, being consumers. We done moved our mindsets to those investors and move back into what we were supposed to be, which was creators, because honestly, there's a big difference between business owners and entrepreneurs. And we were entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are innovators, people that can come in and create things that pretty much will change the industry versus business owners. Business owners are kind of just people that just own a business, Sometimes they work in their business. They never do that. Creators create and give away. The fact that we can take
Mm.
any of the skills
I
that
like
we have or any of the knowledge that we have, just
Right.
just like we're doing right now with the podcast. Any knowledge you have, there's potential income in it every time. It just depends on the way you structure it. You could be structuring these calls as free live podcasts on YouTube, or you could turn around and structure it, do the same calls, nothing different. The only thing different would be the structure being, say, a private webinar where there's only 20 people allowed in and it's $50 to get in the room. So you would be able to monetize what you're doing a lot faster, which I know a lot of the time people, when they start businesses, they kind of don't have a real clear understanding on whether it is that they want to make a lot of money or they kind of want to be an info YouTube based thing. And I get a lot of people that say that. They say, well, I don't really got the YouTube for the money, but like, why not? Because you could for sure get the same knowledge or get the same information out to the people, and people will gladly pay $50 for it. So why not whenever people would pay $50 for it? So like I said, just the fact that we're in that phase of entrepreneurs, we know how to take what we know in structure, putting it out there. We're finally doing the content. We're pretty much doing everything that all the other people don't want to do, taking that top spot on the public side and the private side. So
that part. I love it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's awesome. It's
Shedding
awesome.
light, shedding light, like you said, giving. And I know I know about that giving, and that's like us giving you this free game when we be doing these reels and stuff like that on types of information that y'all probably ain't even heard of. Probably might be foreign to the ears, you know,
Yep.
concepts that you might have never thought about,
Yep.
things like
Yep.
that.
Yep. And then, I mean, you can still do content. Like a lot of people, they do content and they don't know what funneling is. So funneling means whatever you have that's really consumable to people at all, whether it's free YouTube videos, whether it's paid products, paid something somebody can consume. A funnel is something that you would use to allow whatever part or wherever they come into your pretty much your circle of what you offer just outside of you, and be able to really walk down the line of all the higher tier things you do have. So instead of fully not doing a free podcast and trying to merge over to just do paid webinars, still doing the podcast, but in the podcast, you would insert pretty much call to actions, which 9 times out of 10 people call to actions be follow this page or like and subscribe. But if you want to make more money more organically, just make your call to action for people to go join your free community or your email list so they can get a free private call that's pre-recorded and shit like that. So being able to, like I said, really still do what you're doing, but structure it in a way that pays you too.
Right.
Right. That's the key, man.
Even being able to, structure a system online. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he's talking about, like a funnel. You know what I mean? Like we was talking about, like a lead magnet. Understanding these concepts of having a
Yeah,
lead
for real.
magnet or something like that, just to bring traffic in, to
Yep.
put them in the email list, knowing what the autoresponder is. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all
Yeah,
that
because
good
people
stuff.
really
You
have
know what I'm
to
saying?
understand the psychology behind like really getting people to buy, especially whenever like the chances of you having one offer to people, like I just have this ebook and that being the only thing you offer, you have a lot less chances for somebody to find you and buy from you versus if when they met you, you had 5 different offers and they was valued at different prices. So when we talk about freebies and entry level offers and core level offers and high ticket offers, you have pretty much that type of value ladder, which is called everywhere. You go to stores,
You went out,
you go
bro.
you go to the Pop Tart aisle. They got motherfucking Pop Tarts that's $1 a box. Then they got Pop Tarts that's $3 a box. Then they got Pop Tarts that's motherfucking $10 a box. Or you go in, they got free lead magnets. They give you a free sample. Now you took the free sample, they upsell you the box right there. Now you got the box, and now you probably finna be a recurring customer with that box because now you like what you got. Like, so they funnel pretty much people every day do, but for them to be able to funnel people, you have to have whatever you're doing action-wise, content-wise, whether it's putting out something business business related, or I don't want to say business related, putting out something offer wise or content wise, you always want to have a value ladder. So from free podcast, what's your next tier up for them to be able to get more value from you? And then what's your next
Right.
tier up above that? So like I said, right now, you already got the free lead magnet. I mean, the podcast is free content, but the podcast should be the bottom of the value ladder. And then you should be funneling, because a funnel's like, it's like the web in between your value ladder. So your products, how do, whenever they pay for the, or they get the freebie, whenever they come in your podcast, what leads them to the entry level offer? That's part of the funnel. And then from your entry level offer, what email sequence did you give them that led them to your core level offer? So the funnel, like I said, is that web in between. But like with anything, y'all doing this right here, easily always think about, how can I turn this? You're already offering something to the people. How can I turn this into a value ladder and funnel it? Because when you funnel it, I mean, that's your system. You ain't never got to do nothing else. Your job is just to do the podcast. And in the podcast, you might say, comment paid in the chat if you want the free system. And then as soon as you get them to do that, it's OV. Your system take over from there, and your system lead them from that free podcast that was first the only thing you had, but now you have a value ladder. So this free podcast led them to the entry, then the core, then the high ticket. So being able to, like I said, monetize yourself. You could have motherfucking under 100 followers or 100 subscribers on YouTube. And if the way you structure your videos are right, your call to actions are right, your value ladder is set up, and your funnel is right, you can have under 100 subscribers and be making 10, 20, 30 grand off of YouTube. But you're not making it how other people are making it, off of views and ads. You're making it off, your viewers are converting to buyers. Other people just get viewers.
Right.
And that's one thing to pay attention to, is there's not just one way to do any of this shit, guys.
Anybody that
Like,
tell you
we're all
only one way,
being
gonna run with
successful in our own areas in
Yeah.
different ways, and
Yep.
then coming together and sharing those with each other. Right. That's
It's
where
like,
the
I mean,
that's
pretty
where
much
the real
what this
power
would
comes
be
in.
like. And what
Well,
Ron talking about is the basis of, those are the principles and fundamentals of you trying to start a business online at all.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
Real quick, I'm gonna cut y'all off. What's the YouTube link? I'm finna send it into our group so people can watch it.
It's a Wealth Wave 423 is the link, the page for the YouTube.
with the page, yeah.
But no, y'all get what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I definitely get it, because this is something that I've been talking to Chris about. You know what I mean? Like, even because like a lot of our talks go on for like a couple hours, and I was telling them like, yeah, we can. I mean, I was clipping them, showing them how you can clip like a minute of this stuff and then funnel it over to Facebook.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
For
saying?
real.
Out of these talks that we have, just to bring more eyes over, but. Like I've been telling them, like we need an offer or something like that, so we can like come kind of lock all this in. But this is something that I've been telling my other mentor, like with the blockchain stuff, like, yo, you need a funnel, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you
For
got
real,
all
yeah.
these people coming in, this, that, and the third, but like you don't got none of the emails, like no
Yeah.
numbers,
You
nothing.
don't got, and
You know what I'm
then the
saying?
importance of having an email list. Like, it took me a while to even learn that. The point of having an email list is, whenever you build that email list, you have these people locked in forever. And what you push to them is not controlled by YouTube or by a platform no more. You control your email. You own that domain. So whenever you get their email, you have a more direct, more long-term, powerful line of connection to them versus you just posting, I got a $50 webinar coming up on Facebook. Your friends not gonna see it as fast as the people in your email gonna see it. So definitely, like I understand the importance of them email.
I know we had a conversation on Facebook a few weeks ago, and we were talking about, you said you had made the statement how you spent the first 3 years of your business venture no marketing, right?
Yep.
Like, and I did the same thing. Like, for some reason, I don't know, for some reason, I guess I thought you could make money without telling people about it.
Right, yeah. Like, you have to learn skills, the foundational skills, before you build a business. You have to learn the psychology of sales and what funnels are, what funneling is. Because like I said, you got to have a system. You can't just, Imagine somebody coming for your freebie and they only know you have a freebie because your funnel didn't push the next product to them. Or imagine if they came in at your entry level offer. You don't even have to build the trust with them off the freebie. They came straight in as a buyer. That's how powerful your message was. Maybe they don't know you got a core offer, so you got to have that ability to know how to funnel via motherfucking automated comments, automated DMs, automated email drips, nurturing sequences, and then learn the way to structure your emails in a way that psychologically real life don't let these people not click on what you want them to click on.
Right. Well, you know, a
Yo,
lot
you
of
right
people
on the
don't
money,
realize they look
family.
at
Right on the
business.
money, bro.
Right. They look at business, they look at finance, they look at investments, they look at law, they look at all these things like they're just too hard, right? It's just too much. We can't comprehend these things. They're too advanced. And a lot of people don't realize that they do this shit every day. You are literally running a business every single day, but you're just terrible at it, right? You just are a very bad businessman. You don't file
Yeah.
And they
taxes
never read
correctly.
them
You don't do the budget correctly. You know nothing about double bookkeeping or like accounts
Nothing
payable.
They literally
about
don't know
Gap,
Like you
none
know
of
nothing.
that
nothing
shit.
about this, and you're out here participating in commerce daily.
Yeah,
You're
literally.
marketing daily. You're
Yeah.
promoting
And
daily,
getting nowhere, literally.
literally every
Like
day.
the amount of big businesses that
Right.
I work with down here now that I'm in Florida, the amount of big businesses I work with that you wouldn't even believe wouldn't have this shit set up that we know in this shit now in our early thousands that we make in a month. They not even learning this shit up until they
Right.
millions. I got people down here that I done helped roofing companies and shit from they Facebook. I already got the eye to see why you ain't getting no clients. I see the way your content is structured. I see where the flaws in your funnels are. I see that you don't have no value ladder. So able to come into these $1 million companies and it's still problems that damn big. You know what these $1 million companies will pay you to fix that? And then how much money, how much more money you make fixing it? That got to be the most best investment you can make in your life as a business owner is either learning how to build a back end, meaning a funnel, a value ladder, and understanding the offer, or not the offer, goddamn, I'm losing it.
The value.
No, that's okay. But just understanding those topics
Understanding the
as
system and the funnel system, just knowing, understanding that funnel system. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just the systems in general.
Always,
I mean, that's what
always
I heard Donald Trump say that in an interview like years ago. They were asking him, what he would do if things went south, and he was like, I wouldn't worry. Yeah, I just do it again. He's once you know the systems, the
Yes,
rest is
over with.
it just comes natural. It's easy.
And a lot of
And
It
then
really is.
even with how the United States. Look at the United States. What are they doing?
Yes.
They're constantly replacing most of everything that we have in their little system. Because I mean, all this shit is not in all these other countries. It's in a couple other countries, but a lot of other countries still live normal. The shit that they building here, they're trying to set the United States up to be automated. They're literally building the back end of the United States corporation right now. Imagine whenever they get to pull out all the humans in general that's running that shit. And they got a whole system in place that now, it'll go on forever. They not even part of the business no more. Right now, they're in the business. So they got liability of having to still be involved. But one day, they going to have a fully automated system. And that's going to be the scariest part of the business because with any business,
that is scary.
that's
Think
gonna
about
scale
it.
Well, it does have an employment identification number.
Yeah, I know. And a charter.
Yeah.
Subsidiaries, quasi governmental organizations, all of that. It's a full.
It's not even hidden. It wouldn't even make sense for me. Like you would have to not realize what reality is. You realize don't got the ability to separate reality from fiction. If when you hear the word United States, the first thing that don't come to your mind would be nothing natural.
Right.
Like it's quite literally a system or a business. That's why it's given a name. It's not a landmass because the landmass is America.
Yeah.
Which is geographical.
It's crazy how people don't know there's a distinct difference in geographic location of like America and the entity itself.
Bro, they don't even they don't even
I wanna
be
ask
like want
Ron
to
a
believe
question.
you that your every state has their own EIN. They don't even want to believe that.
I want to ask Ron a question.
Yeah.
So when you sell your digital products and you're generating wealth, how do you incorporate that with your trust structure for the people that are listening?
Good question.
That's a good idea. So my trust is definitely structured in the private. And for anybody who don't know what the private is, we talk about a lot of people have a different definition for private. I say a different aspect of private, whether they want their estate to be in the private jurisdiction or whether they want their estate funds to be private or whether they want just the identity of the estate to be private. So whatever part of private people want, that's what it is. We operate in the trust under principle and doctrines of equity jurisprudence versus public law. So in public law, if I was doing, say, digital products, selling digital products in my name, they would be taxed and they pretty much be regulated by that fictitious United States corporation. So me having my trust be the trustee of the PMAs that I have in place to pretty much grab all the income that I'm getting in is untaxable. It's not trackable. And I want to say not trackable because we know how big this shit go, but as untrackable as, or more untrackable than it was before, I say that. But no, definitely, I mean, whenever you could take your name off of anything, because you are still handling assets. So the whole goal of trust is to not have assets in our own name. So it's just because you're not buying assets when we're talking about digital products, you're not creating assets.
We're really just wanting to kind of separate ourselves from the liability
every time and separate our asset that we create from any public claims that may arise in our name. That way they can never go do anything with my unlimited assets that I created. That's my own personal stash of wealth.
The fact that I got person has the power to do this. Yeah. It's not like we just drank some secret potion and turned into fucking superheroes.
We could set y'all
like we just
one planned out webinar and promote that one webinar for 90 days straight and probably make you over 100 G's in 90 days. We can set up that system in a week, and in 90 days, we know how to strategically get your first 100 grand in that 90 days promoting that one webinar. So, but the fact that you can be so, you can hand pick, you know, whether your shit gonna blow up or not, because you know how to pretty much code that shit into the algorithm. You speaking a language.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I train the AI myself. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna rely on whoever put that algorithm together. Hell no. I'm gonna have some deep conversations with this motherfucker. And I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna train him.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a assistant.
Yeah, because it's gonna be here either way. So you either, like you said, train that motherfucker whenever it grow up, just like these fuckers' kids. The damn AI gonna be just as bad as they kids. And
that's probably one of the only things I have opted into is I have opted in to allow my content to train the AIs.
Yeah, definitely.
I did do that because I was like, you know what? I was like, it's better that I fucking, you know what I'm saying? I mean, most motherfuckers are just hitting the user agreement and ain't reading none of that shit, right? All their data, their information is being sold. These men, they babies' pictures and shit, you know, their little sex videos with their old ladies and stuff. They don't even realize it, bro. You gave Facebook access to your phone and all your pictures. Now all their pictures is
you got better chance living a good life if you do use the AI at least and get better with it. Versus if you don't use the AI because you're scared of it. I'm gonna excel way farther than I would fall back or I'm gonna fall back way further than I would come. You know what I mean? Like, why would I not use it though? It's an app.
Well, it'd be the same as like fucking saying I don't agree with the banking system, so I'm not using money. I'm not gonna barter and trade. I'm not gonna do no exchange with nobody because I don't like the concept of money.
I mean, why? But it's like, why wouldn't you use AI to figure out the concepts of money or how the banks work?
Right? Yeah.
You gonna let that one thing stop you from escalating in life?
Yeah, that one thing I don't like that.
Well, I feel like us using the AIs. I feel like us using the AIs, like our types. You know what I mean? Starseeds or whatever, using the AIs. are going to create the other AIs that'll help us if this shit ever go wrong and the AIs try to take over.
Because we already gonna know the
Possible.
system. Other people not gonna know shit
Yeah.
about the AI.
That's
They ain't
my
gonna know how to talk to it. None of that shit. We gonna know how to talk to the AI because we've been
right.
talking to it every damn day. The AI gonna
By then,
recognize
I'm gonna
us.
have
We don't
my
already
own
know,
AI.
hey, call me Mr. Collins, Mr. Divine. So the
Yep.
AI already gonna know us. So if anything, if the AI don't know your ass when they come down to it, you gonna get your ass smoked.
Yeah, then you're in trouble, right? Like
Yeah,
we
you
don't
better
know
Right,
who
hope
because
the
I
you
feel
are.
AI
like
You're
knows
nobody.
AI is
us.
already kind of like scoping everybody's intentions when you talk
I'm
to
gonna
it.
build an
Yeah.
AI specifically to persuade other AIs to like me.
No. You guys, this
Oh
isn't
my
Yeah,
even
you know,
God.
funny.
it too
This
AI.
isn't even funny. This is some real stuff. We live in a time nowadays where I'm talking to you, you're talking to me. When you message me with a message from AI. I put that message that you send me in an AI, and then I respond to you in a. And I respond to you in AI.
That's
That's
where
the
it's
world we're
going.
living in right now.
That's where it's at now, basically.
And it's
If
really
you
gonna
really
make
think
people
about it,
think
nobody talks to
That's
anybody
definitely where
anymore.
it's at in online school. Like that's definitely what is happening right now.
So
I
people
mean, there's
aren't
a lot
even
of
talking to
advantages,
each other anymore.
right? Nobody's face to face personal interactions. But the flip side to that is I'm in Tennessee, Monty's in Jersey. You're in California right now, right? Ron is in Florida, and Hickman's in Mississippi, bro. And we're all sitting here in a conversation broadcast to the entire world live right
valuable.
now. Now, that's anybody's access, right? Anybody can be on here doing this right here, and you could attach $1 to it.
Yeah.
You could make people
Yo,
pay
haven't we been
$1.
talking about that
You
open
know what I'm
for the
saying?
past
That
couple
simple.
days? Like, yo,
That
we
simple,
gonna
bro.
monetize this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You
And like I
do it
said,
already.
when you
You're
monetize
scrolling
it,
on Facebook.
don't think of
You're posting
monetizing
shit.
just as the ad part or the views part. Realize you can monetize it based off the viewer to buyer conversion rate.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be
Yeah,
what
that's just the
Facebook
beginning
pays you
part.
Nope.
because you're not gonna make a lot off of Facebook paying you anyway. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta be
hell
really
no.
doing some
I can
shit.
make
Not
I can
But
unless
what
make
you're
you
money.
can
getting
make
like
something off of is
major
Facebook's
views or some
platform
shit
and
like that.
connectivity to the world.
I can make
And
one
then you just gotta,
strategic ad. That one ad
yeah.
motherfucking lead me to $100,000 motherfucking investment.
You did blow up. Like you took off like quick as hell.
It's because I
Like that,
started
you
learning
went
the
from just
game on
like
that
shooting the
framework on
shit
that
to
app.
like boom, it's like professional page all the way, like the ads and everything's running.
Yeah,
It's
on
like,
my
yeah, that shit
life.
looks good as hell.
I posted on my story. This is a little. I wake up and am in the motherfucking office by
Yeah,
like 7 a.m. every day, and I'm just
that's it.
studying. I'm literally watching
That's it.
hour-long beneficial videos on how to make myself learn better, how to read and retain the information more, and how to pretty much how to get more sales, the psychology behind sales. I'm
That's
literally
it. The
listening to these
psychology.
all day, and then I'm doing
That's
it
why the
and
networking is
teaching
so
it.
crucial.
Yeah, and then
That's why the networking is the best
teaching is
part.
the highest form of learning you can do, because
Yeah,
when you're teaching, you're still learning. When you're teaching, it's
you have
like
to
you're
teach it.
speaking to yourself.
You are.
I
You're
don't know if you guys
presenting
know who
kind of
Luke
to
Belmer
yourself.
is, but Luke Belmer said that every man should have three relationships: his mentors, his peers, and his mentees, the people he learns from,
Yeah.
his friends to
Mm,
hold him accountable, and the people he
hmm
teaches that hold him accountable. So he's being held accountable by all three.
That's
Ew.
it. That's I hold myself accountable by those things, right? If I know I'll have a hard time with something, I'm gonna literally first thing I'm gonna do is go to somebody I trust and respect, and I'm gonna publicly out loud I'm gonna say it, right? So now I'm held accountable by them. I don't want to let them down. I respect their opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fucking look like I'm full of shit. I don't want to look like a liar. I don't want to look like I'm not a man of my word to them, right? I lie to me, but I don't want to lie to them type shit. And so if it's some shit that I know I'm gonna have a problem dealing with, but I need to get it done, I'm gonna go tell somebody that I respect that I'm gonna do it, right? Because I can't tell you I'm gonna quit smoking cigarettes, and then every time I come to the crib and kick it, you like, well, you still smoking Newports, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought you said you was gonna quit.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just,
gonna hold all my friends accountable on my life.
yeah, I want that. Yeah, if you, bro, if you
Yeah,
can't
on my
call
life.
somebody close or consider them a friend or someone you love, if you aren't
Yep.
a little harder on them than you are everybody else,
Yeah.
I expect
Yeah,
more out of you. I've let you close.
Yeah.
Now I have expectations.
Yeah, I
That's to
did
me that means
that.
something
Oh yeah.
because I'm gonna hold myself to a higher standard. I expect you to.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's why you should. It's good to have a circle of friends that at least hold themselves to a higher,
That's it.
standard, and can hold you accountable. Because like you're not my friend if you can't hold me accountable for some fuck shit that I'm doing at a time where,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like you should be able to tell me, and it's like, yo, bro, you in the wrong right now. You need to chill. You feel what I'm
For
saying?
real.
Type deal. You feel what I'm saying? Or
That's
you
it.
slacking or you slacking, bro. Like, what's good with you? This not like you. You know what I mean? You need to get back on it. You said you was going to do this, but why you ain't doing it yet? Like, if I don't have those friends that's gonna keep me on my ass, like you don't need to be around me, bro.
Right. Well, they're
And it's
not
crazy
beneficial at
because
that point.
because
I'm not.
so
I don't feel
4
like
years
I'm a friend to
ago,
you if I heard you tell me some shit that you was going to do and then you don't do it, and I'll be like, don't call you on it. Like, bro, didn't you say you was going to
for
do some
real.
shit? Why you ain't do that yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not your friend if I don't
Yeah.
call you on it.
I had my boy. So 4 years ago, bro, I was almost 300 pounds. I had my boy Vontae in my home city, Illinois. Never had another friend like him because he was definitely one of those friends. Whenever I would get in the car, he would start talking about how he working out and how he feeling good. He had asked me, "When you finna start working out?" And then I just always, I'm shit. Whenever I'm ready, every time I would see him, every single time it was damn near every day. He gonna ask me over and over again. So when you gonna start? So when you gonna start? So when you and never let it down. We would
Got
nothing
tired of
be
hearing
brought
that
up
shit.
about that till out of nowhere we'd be done talking about sports and it just out of nowhere. So when you gonna start? So having a friend that did that, I ended up starting for real. And I always told my wife, I was like, it's crazy because if I never had somebody like that was real life, like a push from a coach. Nobody else was pushing me like that. And the fact that it wasn't even that he was really pushing me, it was more so nobody else was even saying that. So he was just somebody that happened to be saying the same thing. And it was repetition too. He was saying the same damn thing every time. So it was just getting embedded in my head.
Consistency.
Yeah. Then
Mhm. Just,
now that he
just somebody that
asking that
cared enough to
in
tell
my
you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
Until
constantly
you
be
repeat it.
thinking like it will come into my nature. When am I gonna start? When am I gonna start? Because I've heard it so many times. It's like a kid. You
That
keep
shit's in
saying
your
something to
it's in
them,
your subconscious
they
now.
keep saying the same thing. Yeah, they saying it to themselves. So every
That's
day I'm
it.
hearing that. I'm just saying it to myself. You definitely want friends that hold you accountable because it will. I mean, that's guaranteed to make your life better. That's assets too.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me how you lose in that situation. Other than your fucking feelings,
Yeah,
man. And that's what's wrong with everybody
yeah.
now. They go to, oh, I feel this way about this thing. Yeah, but did it fucking work? Right? Did it get you to where you needed to get? Like, did you accomplish the goal? Well, then who cares
Yep,
about how it felt when it was happening? How's it feel now?
yep, yep.
I'm here.
For
I'm
real.
there. I made it.
Yeah.
How do I fucking feel now?
People
So,
pay you
like,
for that
let's,
outcome. They don't pay you for the
yeah.
process.
And really, if I love you, then I'm gonna fucking say, fuck your feelings. These are things that you need
Yep,
to hear. I don't care what you want
yep,
to hear. I'm not
for
here to
sure,
like
man.
tell you what you want to hear. That's how you make people complacent and lazy
Yep,
and dependent
yep.
and
And
vulnerable
then
and,
that
and
you
have that
literally
victim
creating a
mentality.
liability for yourself.
Yes, there it is, creating a liability on yourself and
Yep,
in their
because
life
that's
too, right?
somebody
Because
else
you're not making
around
them
you.
stronger.
Yep. I could be bringing my inner circle around and giving them useful information and building my circle, especially if I'm gonna have a circle either way.
So
Yeah,
let me ask you a question,
I'll
Ron.
hang out with somebody anyway.
A lot of people don't know what the difference between a consumer mentality or an investor mentality, investor mindset mentality, and another thing, a lot of people don't know that they have as many liabilities. A lot of people think that a lot of the things that people own, they don't even realize are liabilities. What are your views on
Oh,
that? On having a consumer mindset, having an investor mindset, having liabilities versus having assets?
so being a consumer is pretty much just if you're one of those people that you damn near invest, whether it's your time or money, into things that don't really better you. They kind of just they're just entertaining to you. You're just consuming them. You're just passing time or you're wasting time because you're paying for it with time. It's like you're wasting time. Then you're really a consumer. So people that watch Netflix, no reason at all for you to be on Netflix when you can get on YouTube, which is free, and learn real information, if anything, versus being entertained. People that that play video games. I used to be heavy in video games. I made $5,000 in 2019 streaming playing fucking Fortnite. So I used to love video games, but the mindset completely shifted. I was a consumer back then. I was just doing shit. I was trading my time, wasting my time on something that entertained me versus which didn't feel like a trade, which was really a trade, but didn't feel like a trade, versus taking my time and exchanging it for something that brought me more value. So that was me being a consumer. Now, me being an investor is everything that I do is still the same thing. Like if you look at anything that you have, like if we wake up every day and say, what currency do I have? What currency do I have today? I have time and I might have money. And we just say money is credit, everything that people just think of money. Anything that I do today, or at least more things, I say 80% of things that I do today should be a good exchange of either time for more valuable knowledge or money for more valuable assets or time for building assets or learning how to build assets from what you know. So being an investor, like I said, is somebody that take those two big currencies, that time, that money, and they invest them or trade them, which feels like an investment now in an asset, not a liability, because it's something that made you better some way. I look at anything that gives me either time or I would say any valuable exchange. If I wanted to give somebody something for me to get an emotional feeling back that I wanted, it was still a good exchange for me or an investment for me because it made me what I wanted to be. So that's being an investor. And what was the other one? You said liabilities versus you said what do people don't think is liability. So a liability is basically anything that you invest or put or trade that two valuable currencies in, that time and your money. It's a liability if you give it something more important than it gives you or less valuable than it gives you. It's a liability. So if I take my $10 or my $100 that could have been spent on a high level entrepreneur mentorship like ours, we got the Wealth from the Wealth in Motion Society, $100 a month. Instead of taking that $100 a month, you put it into shit like Netflix, Apple Music, so you can listen to your favorite celebrity, fucking, and then whatever else you want to spend it on. You could have took $100 and placed that in something that gave you more value because you would have took that $100 and then been around people teaching you this that would bring in you more money, and it would have had no choice because it would have changed your mindset completely just on you being in the society, being in the group. So like I said, and that's a liability. You spend that shit, you trade that two valuable currencies for something that just don't make you better in any aspect. And then an investor, you do the complete opposite. I wake up every day and I know that I'm either gonna put my time or money into something, but whatever I put my time or money into, I guarantee you it was more valuable than what I had. And it don't matter what it is. Like it could be maybe I went and spent $1,000 on earrings. I didn't. But maybe I went and spent, just some people buy jewelry. People think, oh, it's just to look better. Why not could it have been, I know that if I go get some jewelry, I know my views are going to skyrocket because people's perceived value of me is going to change based on this jewelry. So I'm not just buying this jewelry because it's jewelry, because I want to look cool. I know me investing in that jewelry is going to bring in thousands of more views, and thousands of more views lead to thousands of more leads, and thousands of more leads leads to more freebies, and then them being stuck in my funnel web, and then me making money off of them eventually anyway. So
Well, it's not like they're not receiving something of value. So you are making money, but
that's what I'm
they
saying. They
are
are, yeah,
receiving value.
they definitely are. So so that's what I would be as an investor. Like I said, I'm not just taking my money or time and investing in something that don't make me better. And just because you don't know how it makes me better, don't mean that it's a liability to me. Because like I said, some people get that jewelry and people look at him and think, oh, that was a waste of money. But how do you know that didn't just boost his views, boost his leads, boost his sales because he spent $1,000 on jewelry? And he knows for sure because you can track. I can see easily the change in my videos when I put the jewelry in. Easy. I can read the analytics. So I can see what videos perform better. And I'm going to assume it's because the jewelry.
Amir Law understands this very clearly.
Yeah. A lot of rich people do. That's why they put the jewelry on. Because
Don
it
Kalam, they all
your
understand
perceived
this.
value. Perceived value is one of the most powerful things ever. Like the United States uses it well. They tell you, come get this. You get this and this and this and the more things they add, the more valuable you think it is. But then it really be shit that don't be valuable at all. They just put a lot of things in it, boosted their perceived value.
That's true because they were stating that, yeah, come to America, we'll get you a free motel room, free this. People were coming
Yeah,
thinking
come on now. And then you get over here and that's like the bottom of the line.
and then the people started self-deporting.
Yeah, come on now. That's what perceived value is. They were getting their buyers, their investors to do exactly what they wanted, which was come over here, get a motel and shit. And then they was ending up like that. And the whole time they really just data hoarding the amount of back end system money that you make from me getting your email. That email can go to 50,000 different people that pay me $100, $1,000 a month for your emails. I can send them here, like all this extra shit that I can do with your data behind your back versus you thinking that I just get the ability to email you now.
Right.
So
People don't
they definitely
understand.
like
They don't dig that deep though, right? They don't care.
no hell no at all.
They
Just
don't
gonna
care. They're
keep
just like, fuck it.
questioning
I don't even want to read
why
this contract. Where? Just show me where the line is, and I'll put my signature on it.
Yeah, like
just get this shit
why?
done.
I don't even
I
feel
really
right
want
now.
that Hellcat.
So Ron,
That's really what it is. They boosted the perceived
It is.
value. You don't even know what you're
Yeah.
exchanging. They
So,
made the
You
credit
have no
scheme
idea
better
what you're
than
giving away.
what they could have. Because if they would have made credit, if they would have worded how to use credit, how credit really is supposed to be used, I would assume it would probably be more broke people. Because people wouldn't be able to come to the understanding of how to use the system would crumble.
Oh,
You would have to
that's
everybody
it,
would
yeah.
be in the capacity to really use the system
No,
as
that's a good point.
so people have to have that fake part.
That
That
is a
part.
good point. Do you think that if this really was just the masses knew exactly how it was done, you think it'd be worse for everybody? You really do?
It wouldn't be worse for everybody. It would be
Not,
worse.
yeah, you're right. Not for
The
well, we'd be fine.
entrepreneurs, the
We'd be
business
just like
owners
we are
would
now,
do
doing
even
better than
more.
everybody else.
Yeah, because now the people, like you would be getting a lot of people a lot of wins, but you would create a lot more urgency and a lot more attention to the matter. So I mean, if everybody started learning about it, the entrepreneurs would be able to coach it more. I'd have more audience to honestly sell it to if I was to see the investor side of that happen versus the people that aren't the investors. They're still kind of the consumers. If that shit was to happen, it would crush.
Right. That's a good point. You know, do you think it'd be harder for there to be those standout characters like a Donald Trump and, you think back in
Oh
history,
yeah, it
you got
would
those.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so too.
Already,
But also, like you said, there'd be a lot more people that would just be probably worse off, right? Because we got to be like honest about this shit. Most people can't comprehend this shit like that. They'll never have an understanding on it to be able to move fluidly through commerce and private and not get twisted up. Like they don't even fucking know what the difference is.
Yeah, so the fact that
They're
can
still
just
thinking it's like some fucking suit you put on and it's got a fucking name tag that says now I'm private. You know what I'm
they can
saying?
go in there.
They're trying to file paperwork to get this status that tells everybody that they're private. Hey, I got this fucking thing that tells everybody that I'm in the private. Like, what the fuck? Do you hear yourself?
Yeah, literally.
That don't even make no damn sense. How you gonna broadcast being in the private? You're supposed to be in the fucking private. You're not supposed to say nothing about it.
You're supposed to let motherfuckers.
Nobody's supposed to know about it. That's why it's private.
That's what I tell people. I'd be like, they be like, well, how's somebody supposed to know my trust exists? They gonna know whenever it's time to find out. You don't let a motherfucker know I got a gun.
Until then, they're gonna get this one little sheet. It's gonna be a declaration or some shit, and that's all you need to get.
They're not even gonna get that. Like,
you might not get that.
Not even put out no notice, and they get caught by surprise. They're the enemy. I mean,
why would I fucking show you shit unless I absolutely had to?
Why would I go let them know? Hey, this is my new name.
Yeah. Oh,
This
this is
my
this
new
other entity
address.
that I have that I've conveyed
This
assets
is where
to
I'm
that I,
hiding.
I don't tell nobody about.
I'm hiding over here, guys.
Yeah, letting them know what exactly what you're doing. Hey, this is what I'm learning.
He popped in. He said, "I'm hiding over here,
They're
guys."
just taking in so much information about you. They can see what y'all are doing or what people are doing because they're taking in the data. Everything that the
Mhm.
algorithm is showing them, these people are moving towards. They're starting to see the issues over here in y'all contracts. Watch how the contracts start changing. Watch how the system start changing because they're gonna have to
Mhm.
change the system to. It's damn near like a bull. The consumers is just like a bull right now, rushing that side, and they gotta
Yeah,
hurry
they're
up
just
and move
buying
that target.
anything.
Yeah,
If it's a new
anything.
color, gotta have it. You know.
And people are in
Oh, that's
such like
the
crunch
off
time
white,
right now. Like,
beige is cream
the
color. I
amount
gotta
of
buy that.
the amount of people that have been foreclosed on and like they shit taken from the system because they tried to attack the system whenever they didn't
Mhm.
really know the system.
Yeah,
Done
they didn't
done
understand it
more
yet.
people did not than the people not knowing the damn system. It was easier and less broke people or less poor people, I would say, whenever people was working a damn job and just paying the bills normally. Now everybody trying to be that person and they can't be that person because they lifestyle and they choices they make, what they habits they have, just don't allow them to be in the
That's it.
capacity
Boom.
all the time to live that kind of life.
And that's the theme, right? It's your lifestyle is gonna be depending on what you fucking do in it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
who
certain
you
things
surround
that I
yourself
know
with,
you can't
what you think
comprehend because
about.
of how
You
your
know, they
life.
say you become the person you and you become like the person you think about the most. The shit that you do is the shit that you think about the most. That's the truth. The subconscious is gonna program the consciousness. The consciousness is gonna the thought, and then the action comes
Yeah.
behind it. Right? It's very simple. So if I'm surrounding myself with all this useless fucking information,
Yeah,
what am I
that's a
gonna do?
funnel.
Nothing. I'm gonna be
You got a
useless.
funnel in
I
your
don't have any
mind.
fucking useful information. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because I ain't fucking getting nothing new. No new
Yeah,
data coming in. That shit
yeah,
done filled up with spam fucking email. I
yeah.
can't even get another one. Right? That's how most people are. They're so filled
For
up with like fucking sports and
yeah.
celebrities and
A whole bunch of
how many
entertainment. Some
hours they
people
worked
like
this week.
if you
It's
see my email and
so
my
crazy.
algorithm on all my socials, it's all sales people and marketing people teaching people skills and business structure. Like I literally
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
see
But
no,
I
I don't
yeah.
see none of the
My
fictitious world no more.
I ain't got time for none of that other shit. If I'm scrolling, and that's that's exactly how I saw it. I was like, if I'm gonna be on this phone, fucking off, I might as well be learning or making some money
Yeah,
with it, right?
I
Because
purposely
you can
reset my
literally,
algorithm.
yeah, you can get paid to do the same shit you do every day.
Yeah,
How you think people really? You think people just fucking stumbled upon this like inspirational thing that happened and it changed their life and no,
yeah,
probably most of the real successful people they are doing exactly what they fucking love to do.
yeah,
I started off doing shit like this or already like attracted to this type of shit in the first place. And I just finally fucking went with that. And it's been enough
yeah,
time on it that I got fucking amazing at it. And that's how
yeah,
fucking it happens. Real
yeah.
simple.
It's because
Consistency. I love it.
that
I do it. I keep doing it.
reinforcement
I
for
get better at doing it.
in time.
And then get some light frequencies vibrating at your level and it's over with. What can
Yeah,
stop you?
easily.
Only you.
Yeah, you done became the beacon.
That's it. Bright as hell.
Yeah, it's easy. I try to tell people like you had never, ever,
It
ever heard. Kristen probably heard me say how many times this shit is easy. I tell everybody how
it's so
easy everything. I would never say
it's
something's
crazy.
hard. That makes no sense.
No, why would you? Why would you fucking accept defeat
Yeah, that don't make
already?
my
Oh, this is fucking
vocabulary.
hard, man. Like, well, yeah,
Yeah, I'm like,
dumbass.
no, it
Now it
looked
is.
hard to you because you knew it would be hard. It wasn't hard to me.
Yeah. Talk yourself out of it before you even
Nope.
started. What do you mean it's gonna be hard?
Yep, that's that.
If I know that shit's
That's
gonna be
them
hard, the
still
first thing
looking
I'm
at.
gonna say is this ain't gonna be shit. Right? I know
Yeah,
this shit
for
gonna be
real.
hard as hell, but I'm telling everybody shit, that ain't nothing, right? Just do this shit every day.
I
I ain't
don't
got a
even
clue
got.
what I'm
I
about to
don't even
do. I
got.
ain't never did this shit, but
The definition of what
yeah, that's how
hard
it is.
is in
You
my
like
mind don't even
it's
exist because it's
hard
just
is
nothing that would ever.
hard is a benefit in my book, right? If I'm thinking about hard, I'm thinking like shit, everything that I ever did that was like hard by everybody else's standards, shit benefited the fuck out of me, man. That shit made
That's what I'm
my
saying.
life
Like, 'cause
so much
that's
better.
really what it is.
So
By other
I
people
love
saying,
hard.
yeah, because I don't think I'd have ever said something was hard to me ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, not like it was just a fearful thing, like it's too hard, I can't do it. Like, why the
Some people say that just to
no?
really what it is.
Yeah, well, that's the
It was
little
hard.
excuse, right?
I
They've
got
always got an out. They got to have a scapegoat.
going either way, if it is hard or not. So I don't got to ever even use. It would just never come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But
Why
people
would you
don't want to change their mindset.
vibrate that fucking into existence? That's
Yeah.
like the same as just saying, you know what I'm gonna do? Make no fucking money today.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna make shit today.
it
I'm not
really,
gonna make a
it
fucking
really-
dollar.
it
Like,
really
I wake up and tell
matters
myself I ain't
that-
gonna make a dollar today. What
that
broke
some
ass?
people don't make an extra $5 on the side a day. Like people can't make
That,
$5.
oh my god, that is
$5.
insane, really.
Like you can't do nothing. One ride, check out somebody trash. At least wake up every day. The first thing you do when you wake up is at least go outside, knock on somebody's door, and say, "Can I take your trash off for $5?" And make $5 beginning of the day, at least. But like to go day after day and not make no money till the next check is wild.
That is wild.
like-
Just think about that though.
That's harder to
That's
do
$5
than
a
not
day.
making-
It doesn't seem like anything, right? It definitely isn't to like us. $5 a day is nothing. And I'm just now kind of
You
wrapping that
position yourself for money.
concept around my brain. Like, wow, you're absolutely right. A huge percent of the population, they don't make $5 a day.
Yeah,
That's $150 a month.
yeah, that's scary.
That's
That's
it. That's
30%.
$150 a month. That's all it is. And people
But
don't
you
make
can't do that.
every
And then they
day.
got cars, they got phones, they got access to everything.
Yeah, they got all the same shit that you run a business with.
They put it
Even
in
the
your
EIN
hand.
number.
You take $100 off of something. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
dude, you know how easy it is to make money today. Like it is you could literally just close your eyes, throw a fucking rock, and whatever it hits, you can make money with it.
For real. You could record
Really?
that. Throwing the rocket, whatever
That's
it
it.
hit.
You could record you throwing a rock and hitting something and make money with it. Hey, this is what I do. I throw rocks at shit, and whatever it
Yeah,
lands on, I
literally.
make money with it.
That'd be your whole brand. The guy that throws
Subscribe
rocks
and like
at
my
you.
YouTube channel.
You would blow up quick because it's just random shit.
Yeah.
To be famous. Everybody
Yes,
has,
that's how people fucking make it nowadays. It's like
Yeah,
the little
and-
one-hit wonder. It's like they hop on it, everybody knows who they are, and then they disappear.
especially when you know what to build your brand from. Like a lot of people think that whenever it's something that they have quality wise or thought wise, that they're the only one with it. I promise you, there is nothing you like
No.
that you're attracted to, that you do, that you think that there's not hundreds, thousands, if not millions of other people that have the same thing. Because consciousness is a web. We all get these
Yeah.
same thoughts. People will get your thoughts. People will get your actions. So
That's it. Nothing new under the sun.
yeah, at all. People, like I said, you just
So
don't.
then
reality,
you really
you know?
just got to kind of accept that, and you got to let the ether guide, right? Like
For real.
that's what I do. I just go with what my gut tells me.
Yeah,
right? It just whatever. And if you don't like that, I don't know what to say.
yeah.
If I got a feeling about you, I don't care how nice you seem to be, it's no for me. Right.
Yeah.
And you could beg and plead, but it's just like, bro, I got this gut feeling. I'm sorry, bro. No hard
Yeah.
feelings, but
It ain't nothing
I'm gonna
against
go
you.
with
I just
this.
won't never see you again, so it don't matter.
I don't wish you no harm, and I hope
People
everything that
hold
you
their
do
mouth to different
prospers
people
and
that
is
they never
great for
see
you.
again in their life. Yeah, no, it's definitely a wild world. But the more you learn, like it's crazy really being able to have the perception of going from what we were at to what we are now, because we see
Yes.
what was under us now. And the amount of, or the level of, I would say, low vibration, or the level of vibration people are at for real is scary, because even at this
It's dangerous.
like to be at this point, you know how much farther you are than the people under you, and the people under you don't realize how much farther you are than them. Bro, I'm telling you, like the more that you
It's
learn, it was
such a surreal thing.
the world really start to look fake around you, because it's like, how
It is.
could y'all
It starts to look
possibly
like
do
a
that?
fucking video game.
Yeah,
They
but
really
I
are like
understand.
non-playable.
I
They're
was wrong, like, at
NPCs for
1.6.
real.
Yeah, for real. And people think NPCs
For
means a
real.
fake person. If I say a fake person, it's a completely unaware person. I would say that.
Right.
Somebody who
Right.
just
It's
is
like
oblivious
this
to
thing
reality.
exists in that reality. It just doesn't have like the ability to think for itself.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It ain't got the ability to think for itself. It's on
Yeah,
automatic
just
right
it
now.
don't
But
have
as soon
like a consciousness. It don't
people-
have the ability to
and then you
reason,
got
I'd
us
say.
who have the ability to think for ourselves, we go around and plant those seeds in these unconscious people and wake them up. So
That's it. And
It's
it's like a
definitely a new
purpose. It
world,
really
especially
is.
when you are.
It's
It
crazy how I
is
bet
for
all of
sure.
us just learned this shit to help ourselves out, right? Like we was probably,
Yeah,
we was
easily.
wanting to make our family's life better or something.
Yep.
We just
And
wanted some more
and by
money or
doing
wanted to figure
that,
out some shit.
we made everybody
Yep.
else around us better.
Yep. And now it's like once you really now you get to this level to where you start to realize shit, man. Uh, anything is possible. Like I can literally
Yeah,
do
literally
anything that if it's been done,
anything
I can do
you
it,
can do it.
and I know this, and you can't convince me otherwise. Now it's like,
Yeah,
oh man, you look back at those other people, almost
that's
like
literally
they
what had
are like,
started me whenever I had
not
to do
only
that
in the eyes
phase.
of the law are they minors and shit, but just like they
Just
really are
fucking,
minors. They're really children. They're
they
kids.
are
They
for
have,
real. Like lower than minors, honestly. Like the fact, because like kids are
yes,
smarter
the
than a lot
kids
of these
vibrate
adults.
higher than the adults for sure.
Yeah, way higher. And people think vibration means like I feel like people relate vibration to
Yeah, they
happiness
think
and
we're talking about
sadness.
sounds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
no,
vibration
it's
overall, I would say awareness. That's
it's
really
like
your
it's the
awareness.
wave, it's the awareness. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess
On
you
my
do
like
have to be
vibration.
specific when
How
you say this.
yeah, how far aware is your awareness placed at? That's what it's like what's it called? Say a board. If your awareness was placed in the middle, to the side, the top, wherever you place
Right?
your
Is it
awareness at,
balanced?
what you gonna be
Does it
doing.
flow,
Yeah.
right? Is it balanced and does it flow?
Yeah.
Does it align? And that's really what it
Yeah.
is. Like we're just following, we're getting closer and closer to our frequency. And that's why
Yeah.
shit's going right for us. And
Yep.
also that and the fact that we're directing the flow of that fucking energy, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you
And
might
the
be
way you
hating
get to
on I'm
your
sure that every
vibration
one of
you
us has
want.
got haters. Right. And they
Yeah,
probably hating right now because they like, God damn, all of them together on a fuck them dudes. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
we all sitting here vibrating high as a motherfucker. We taking all that negative
Yup.
ass energy that you trying to throw at us and knock us off our fucking pivot. And we literally got a smile on our face. We finna transition that energy right where we want it to be, which is more fucking money, more success, and more of you fucking haters.
Easy. Because all energy does is boost, it pushes, it moves. So it's no matter
It
what kind of
transfers.
energy, I can always take less of the ladder at the bottom and build on to make mine higher. So it don't matter whether you bring me bad energy, good energy, sad energy, mad energy,
Yeah,
it's still gonna boost me no matter what.
that's it. Because I get to choose what to do with it.
Yeah, easily.
Once you transfer it to me, now it's mine.
Yeah, thanks.
If you wanted to have control of it, you shouldn't have gave it to me, dumbass.
Yeah, easily.
You just better be lucky. I don't want to reciprocate that shit. I'm
Yeah.
finna take this and do something beneficial and positive for everybody, including me, instead of petty and like, destructive and abusive.
And
Like
people
most people.
already do it unknowingly. Like, I mean, you got people that get mad at people when you get mad or when you make somebody mad. Don't you start to laugh? You got those people that start to laugh when they make you mad. You're literally taking their anger and transmuting it to you in happiness, and then it's making you better at making them matter. So you could be doing that same thing with any other energy, transmuting it to an energy for you and making whatever you putting that energy in whatever awareness space you want to put it in and go harder in that area. You have the decision to choose that.
You have the decision to choose. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
There are like influences on your ability to choose those things though, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Definitely in our, like our culture for sure. You know what I mean? It's propagated like a motherfucker. They want
But
you
our
to feel
mind
like you ain't shit.
influences. Especially because
They're
those
really
influences
terrified and scared that
like
you're starting to realize the potential. Yeah, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you good. Who all up in here? Let me see. Yeah, we in there.
I'm waiting on Chris to jump in with another question because he really be coming with some good questions. This is this is powerful, man. These type of things, man. This is exactly like what I kind of envisioned and what I wanted when I was like talking with everybody about doing this. It was like just get some people that's just got some shit going on, that's doing some shit, and they're doing it, as transparent as they can, being themselves. Like, this is just fucking me living my life. This is what I've done. This is what works. This is what doesn't. Like,
right. You ain't got to
or
impress
leave it.
nobody else.
Yeah, take it or leave it, bro. And I
Yeah,
think
I got
that's why this
impressive.
shit. That's
I'm just
exactly why we winning.
contributing.
It's the intention and just it's the intention and just vibrating on your frequency, man. It's gonna get you where you. That's why when they ask those billionaires when they old as shit and they own half the world and they asked them how they did it, it's always that simple answer they tell you, right? I just
Yeah,
woke up every day and believed in myself.
yeah, literally.
And everybody watching is poor as shit. Like they're all looking at it like, what the fuck he say? I
Yeah,
thought he was
like
gonna
no,
tell us
it
how he
should
made
have
all
cost
that
for the
money.
money.
Yeah, they was like, I thought he was gonna tell us how he made all that money.
Yeah, the fact that
He
you
just
got
said he believed in himself.
the power to believe in something is crazy.
Yeah, he told you the truth. He
Yep.
told you the fucking truth. You just didn't hear it.
Yep. He took an asset he
Exactly how he
already
did it.
had.
Woke up every day and lived, already knew it in his soul, in his mind, in his spirit, in the fucking ether. It was out there. He was going to be a billionaire, successful. He was going to be everything he wanted to be.
And that was the strongest thing.
Right then, at that moment, even though he didn't have shit, he was already that old ass billionaire.
Yep.
And that's the difference.
Yeah, because in your mind, for real, you can really in your mind, because I would say your mind is really what shapes you too. Because whenever I was big, when I was almost 300 pounds, whenever I was watching what's his name? Neville Goddard. If anybody know what Neville Goddard is, that's really who got me started on my little spiritual journey. But whenever I would hold on, let me get this dog in. My bad. Y'all can talk over there. I gotta get the dog in.
So
I'm over here getting ready for this damn lawsuit on the 23rd. I'm all organizing my paperwork right now and shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did the last little communication go?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm putting up a fight.
I know it. I already know it. Shit. You wouldn't have done it if you wouldn't. Why would you give up?
Exactly.
Right?
I'm in too
The
deep.
hell with that, bro. You're gonna have to beat me. You gotta beat me. For you to fucking say you gotta win on me, you gotta beat me. I'm not giving it to you.
Exactly. And what does it mean when an attorney at the
Especially
beginning?
fucking on paper.
What does it
Fuck
mean when
out of here with your paper cuts and shit.
what does it mean when an
I can give some
attorney
paper
at the
cuts too,
beginning of the
motherfucker, and I brought a
case
pen.
says, I think you should drop this case? Like
Who said that?
the
The
representative,
attorney?
yeah, the
Yeah.
counsel for the
Yeah,
defense.
the unqualified guy to speak on the matter, basically.
I'm like, nah, it's not gonna happen.
Well, I mean, he can't be considered an expert witness at all, right? And like, unless he's like their fucking attorney that's been there for fucking decades. But if they just hired that motherfucker, he's not even fucking credible to even fucking speak on the matter anyway.
It's
If
all
we're
hearsay.
even gonna argue fucking the facts of the case, but we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
What's
this,
up with
bro.
Hikma?
You
Hikma.
fucking know what to do, bro. You just all it is just having the fucking confidence to see that shit through. This shit's scary, but fuck it, whatever. Been through scary shit before, and so have you. A lot scarier than this. What they gonna do? Send you to prison?
Yeah.
I'm back. I
Possibly.
realize it's
Possibly.
10:30 here. I'm finna go ahead and get up off here. I'm gonna catch up with y'all
Yeah,
tomorrow.
man.
Go back and watch this tomorrow.
Appreciate you coming out, man. Go ahead and plug like everything you
Yeah.
got going on before you dip out, man.
Of course, if anybody wants my Turn What You Know into Wealth free mini course, just comment paid under Bros live and let us know how you like the live. And I'll see you inside the mini course.
Appreciate you coming out. Yeah, man. So I guess now we can well, I guess Monty done he jumped out too. Yeah. Now we can give you your interview, Chris. Since we on the subject of the lawsuit. I know you probably can't speak about that though, really. But
I don't think
could you
if
go
I
over some of the things? What are some of the unexpected things that you've had to go through pertaining to just administrative process?
them telling me
That
I'm a
you
legal
just wouldn't,
theorist,
maybe some
saying
shit
that
that
I'm a
just
legal conspiracy theorist, saying that my claim is frivolous, saying that I'm clogging up the court registry. They're making filings and declarations that my stuff is untimely because I'm filing within 7 hours responding to them.
that's untimely, huh?
But when I look in the California civil procedures, there's no such thing as untimely. So I'm hitting equity gives notice. Equity abhors and forfeiture, meaning that fairness hates a technicality when it comes to enforcing a private right. So even if I do technicality issues, I'm using my intent and I'm trying to stay compliant.
Right.
So
We got to play their game, man, by their rules. That's what you agreed to.
that's what I'm saying exactly. So
Right.
I'm over here putting notice of trust, financing statements, commercial instruments, unrebutted affidavits, all sent the mailbox rule. I'm filing notice of erratas. I'm filing notice of motions. I'm filing motions to compel. I'm filing notice of lodgements. I'm filing trust minute. Trust. I'm filing notice of trust. I'm filing beneficial perfected. Notice of perfected security interest. Affidavit breach of contract. So I'm not really just. I'm actually hitting them with some. I'm hitting them with accounting. I'm not going in there saying telling the court that the earth is flat. I'm showing them the accounting.
Right.
Oh
Yeah. We're going to keep it all about this account, man, because that's what it's all about.
yeah, it's about the account.
It's about the accounts. Believe it or not, man, the car, the house, that really didn't fucking matter. They could give a shit about that. Not really, because ultimate goal for them is to obtain the actual land, the assets, the physical, tangible shit. But they do that through this like fake fucking system of, you know, transfer of energy. Really is what it is if you get simple with it. But you know, we know what it is. They just fucking make some money. They just create some money. And you just don't know that most of the time they're doing it off of you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And they think we're talking about getting screwed over by an employer.
No.
But we are, just on a lot grander scale. Right?
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
Because if you're not like operating under your true capacity, then you are an employee.
If you don't know what the definition of an employee, yes, you're an employee. You're saying that, hey, I'm a federal employee. I'm working for the United States Federal Corporation. But when you really work for McDonald's, yeah, for sure, you don't
Right.
even know who you are.
You don't work for
So
the
since
United
you
States
haven't,
Corporation. You work for the McDonald's Corporation, actually.
yeah, or a Burger King, whatever you're working
And
for.
you could even take it deeper than that if you wanted to. You technically work for your own sole proprietorship.
Exactly. But like, I'm still figuring out the game myself. So
Shit, we all are, bro.
yeah, it's
You
a
know, if we had
rapid
it
hole.
figured out,
It's a
if we had
fucking
it figured
rapid.
out, we'd already saved the world by now.
Yeah,
I'm definitely learning. But shit, I'm learning fast as fuck.
for
Super
sure.
fast. And definitely attracting like frequencies with other fucking people that are amazing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We first got together like over some TikTok videos, and then we started, you know, doing the little investments and some crypto. And look, this is like a whole nother level now. You know, I
That
first
is.
talked to Hikma, like I think it was sometime last year, and we was just talking about like some posts and shit that he posted some shit on Facebook or something, and I had commented, you know, with my little smart ass mouth too, just like him, and you know what I'm saying. So we were just really, and then it was some shit where some posts disappeared, and he called me slow, and I thought it was funny. I wasn't offended at all, you know what I'm saying, and he thought it was funny that I thought it was funny and not offended, and that was that. And now, you know what I'm saying, we're talking about conglomerates and shit. But it is amazing how fast shit happens when you just follow the intent and you're fucking transparent with not only, you don't got to be completely transparent with everybody that ain't got shit going on with what you got going on, but you need to be transparent with yourself and with like just the people that you hold close that are like following that same frequency. Try to be as transparent with them as you can, right? Because they're already fucking there doing the same shit anyway, right? It's like if you stop, they're gonna keep doing it anyway. You might as well let your intention be known too, right? You're gonna fucking find out there's a lot of people that could benefit you and are really fucking probably gonna dig the fuck out of what you got going on. They're gonna support the fuck out of it. They're gonna literally be like, hell yeah, this needs some backing. We need to go get some more people to come. Like, this is a movement. It could be like, you know what I'm saying? That's what's happening, bro. Just a group of people that got together and just decided we was gonna change some shit, even if it was just in our own lives and the people close to us. And we did that already. We could stop right now and we made a difference, but we're not,
Yeah.
because it ain't a big enough difference yet. Oh, look, I think the camera's fucked up. It's got like half a pink screen or something. That's pretty dope, though. Did it freeze up? Or can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
I bet it should.
In here, man. I'm just
Okay.
keeping game.
What's up? What's going on, Aki?
Not much, man. I'm just keeping game. I'm just laid back.
Yeah. Yeah, that was all right, huh? That was a nice little conversation, man. I noticed that you didn't.
No,
You
no
you
comment.
you were sitting back, just like hanging out, man.
Yeah, it's a
You
relaxing
seem
day
you
for me,
seem at
man.
peace. You seem very calm, fam.
Yeah, just Bluetooth joints, man. I mean,
Yeah, I know, bro. I'm also very calm.
yeah, I was just keeping game though, man. It was
Oh
decent,
shit,
man.
I completely forgot that I had the Instagram live too on the phone. We need to get in there and link all that shit up, because you can embed the shit into the. We're actually going to bring a lot. We're just going to fucking hook everything up to the actual Wealthway website, right? Why not? I got two of them actually. One, the
I
whole
need some.
GoDaddy's got the whole marketing package and all that, and then the WordPress one too. I ain't even built it yet. I think maybe the WordPress we should use for the music streaming platform. What do you think?
Let me ask you something, Hick. How come my affidavit it says not applicable? I filed it and they're not even showing it on the fucking record.
Because they're screwing you over.
To hide your shit off the motherfucking public
Hey,
record.
Yeah,
hey,
they
'cause
probably
listen,
definitely don't
it's
want it
not
on there.
saying accepted, denied.
They,
They
they
seen this
come
shit.
in.
They seen this testimony in truth and equity in support of accounting. They said, "Oh no, we're not putting this on the record."
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly. They sealed
mean,
the record for the little what was it? Oh yeah, we were rescinding the concealed carry permit, and they sealed that shit. It's like, dude, yeah, who's gonna come check the record on the fucking concealed carry permit? It's like, it's not even like,
you know,
this is really, you shouldn't even be here right now. This is so stupid. Yeah, but that was the craziest shit, bro. Like, I can't really speak on the you know details per se, but it was definitely wild. How it was very private. Let's say that.
Right.
It was a very private matter, just based off of the shit that was filed. They was just like, and then we had like the demands, you know what I'm saying? And so they sent the reply back, and they granted everything that we demanded, except for the payment. And it was just because they didn't possess the power to pay out. That was literally what it said. It said, we're not denying you the money that you say that we got to owe you. We just don't have the actual authority to issue a payment to you. Sorry, sir.
how long ago was that?
Um, Probably about 6 months ago.
Oh, bruh.
6 7 months
all
ago.
you got to do is some tax forms, my guy.
Yeah, I know it, right?
Once you just say you can
I was
take.
like, cool, bro.
No,
All right, I love it. I love it.
I
So there's
can't
my receipt.
say that on live.
Appreciate it. Well, yeah, we just, we can't say, yeah, we got to go. Oh, but you
Yeah,
did
I'm not
authorize it just
about to
then,
tell
right?
y'all
And
that
I'm
right here,
correct.
right now, just for the sake of. But
Yeah.
yeah, if that's
Oh,
recent, man.
yeah,
You need to.
honestly, bro, I got a lot of work to do. I've been, I'm not gonna say I've been lazy, because I've been fucking nonstop working, but I have been lazy in that aspect of my life, and I got
You
to
don't
get
have a
back
lot of work to do.
to
All
that.
the stuff's already done, man. It's really just
Yeah, I know.
Plugging in
But
some
I'm
basic
just
information and
I'm holding
going about
myself
your day.
accountable in that aspect. I did slack off on the shit that really should be my focus and paid more attention toward, but I thought I felt it was important, and I think it's working. So now I can delegate some of my time back to where it needs to be.
Whatever you choose to do, my guy.
That's it.
Hey, well, let me ask you something.
What's up?
Why this is okay? Why by law in California civil procedures? When I file a motion, I'm supposed to put evidence that I try to meet and confer with the defendant. Also, I'm supposed to file a court date. I didn't do none of that, but the judge did it for me and still saw merit in my case. Why did he do that?
Because they're
Because
buddies.
I mean, shit. Sometimes there's leniency. Like again, if you're handling your own private process, technicality can't throw off anything. But that still
Right.
explains Federal Rule 406. That's why that's universal. Anything else is just something that you can pick apart. But in your everyday activity, it's okay if an error gets omitted. You know what I mean? Omission of an error, because they do it all the time. If you read all their paperwork, brother, never talking to anybody. It's all double negative. It's all canceling each other out. They say one thing and then it's just like an open-ended statement. It'll be cut off by a comma because you don't know how to properly read English. They're getting away with it all day. That's why it's assumability and
Yeah.
presumability, because whoever gets the document and then shows up is just assumed liable. That type of shit. You feel me? That's
And then
roundabout circle, man.
check this out. By law, for the California civil procedures, you cannot file anything 5 days before the record. They work a 9 to 5 job. I'm guessing what, Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah, that's why I told you, bro. Everything is like 30-day mandatory on the whole entire nation. You know what I mean? So once you start looking at the 30-day mandatory rules, it's dealing with the affidavit. 30 days before that, you should allow the action to occur. In that 30 days, if the action didn't fully occur, well, then at least your negotiable instrument was already lien, and whatever they did with it, you should at least get the residuals. The rest of it is just, you know what I
No, right,
mean?
right. I'm not talking about the affidavit. Putting stuff, notices on the record, any in
I'm telling
general.
you about the whole entire process itself. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay. Yeah, yeah.
That you have to. It just teaches you basic timing throughout life. You know what I mean? You got to think about people working and operating for a business. If you just structured three fucking trusts, oversee a Delaware LLC, and you have that tied into a goddamn nation bank, all right, a member bank, where are you going to be at all times? That's your shit. So whoever's thinking whoever else is liable in the whole entire situation, yeah, they may be because they work a fucking title position within the company. But that don't mean that's a motherfucker that actually created and operates the shit. You
Right.
know what I mean? So you're expecting people to then what care about some motherfucking letters that they're receiving from somebody? You know how many of them shits they get a day?
Right. They're backed
Oh, you
up.
thought you were special?
They're
You thought you
backed
were
up,
special because
bro.
you send letters?
Letters.
You thought you were
Yeah, they
special
don't
because you
care that
send
you got
letters?
4 kids. They don't care.
What? Boy, that's
Shit,
crazy,
people
man.
arguing, talking to them on the phone about shit, and it's like they don't care. They don't even know what you're talking
You know
about.
what I
They really
mean?
don't.
They get this,
You
this shit is
read a
all
couple
day, every
laws, and
day,
now you're
bro.
cussing the
So
receptionist out, and she really has no. When she says, "Sir, I don't know what you're talking about," that doesn't make any sense. She's telling the truth, bro. She don't know what the fuck you're talking about. She's just a receptionist. They
and
hire
none of
those
them are
people to get
lawyers, so they
cussed out.
can't sit there and readily agree anyway.
There it is.
You
Yeah,
know,
dude. I just
be simple
the
shit,
first
man.
time I ever dealt with an attorney and that power of attorney form, and I started reading that, and I was like, oh no, I just don't like this at all. What do you mean? Now you're me and you get to do what, and I have to suffer the consequence of what you're no, I don't like this. Why would I fucking want to do that? That's crazy. It's like
I
people do this
mean,
every day.
all
They
those
do this every day.
procedures
They just give
are
you the right to be
misunderstood
them,
as
and then you
well.
suffer
Like
the consequence. Who the fuck does that? Think
those
about it. That's what
procedures are
you're ultimately
misunderstood as
doing with
well.
an attorney.
You're supposed to utilize that piece though, because you don't have
Yeah,
any voice inside of their system, so they can ignore you
right.
at any time or they can snag you up at any time. The least that you do is subcontract. What is a subcontract? You are subcontracting back to whatever little pawn that they give you because you can keep fire them. That gives you the extensions on all those cases. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. You know that. If I fire the voice 29 days into my shit or whatever, because I have 30, all right, that extends it at least one more time. I think I get 2 to 3
Good to know.
extensions. And then after that, they get on their shit and they start pushing the order because that's
Yeah, then
already
they
an
start
extension
getting
of
real.
90 days. And at that 90-day point would be the enactment of the fucking judgment lien. That's exactly what the fuck that is. Ain't nobody gonna tell me less, bro. You feel me?
You know why? Because you know it.
You know what I'm saying? So if you utilize their piece, that gives you enough time to actually go do what you're supposed to do. You know,
That's it.
This
but
time when I
not
saw the
everybody,
private
not
administrative
everybody's gonna
process,
sit there and tell it to you like that. It's a lot of different perspectives just built around. You're not supposed to do none of that. You ain't supposed to show up. Yeah, bro. But I've been in them situations and like I've guided people through those situations as
Yeah.
well. And
They ain't
like
supposed to
I know
beat the shit
people,
out of you
I
while
know
you're in
people
those
who've
either.
gotten their doors kicked in. You know what I mean? Like people like, oh, you're not gonna have all that happen. Yeah, but like, all right,
What?
there's a
Yeah.
difference in
It
everybody's
made you
lifestyle as well. Like, what kind of case is this? What was actually going on? So I guess that does matter too. But in the same essence, like
yeah.
I'd never give somebody advice to put them in a bad situation that they're not ready to deal with. I'm always
No.
trying to look out for the most security in every avenue and simply just look at the administration portion about what needs to happen. You know what I mean? Because if that's it and it's always simple, then why would you continuously create problems for your own situation? There's more than enough
Right.
adhesion going on in every other area dealing with all of that fucking
Right.
administration. So just
That part.
pay the shit, record it, and go the fucking about your way.
Just go fucking
The-
settle the account
That's
and get
it.
the hell out of it.
It's just negotiable. It's just negotiable instruments, bro. That's all it is. You know what I mean? As long as you have one on the goddamn record somewhere, which is why you would sit there and even try to halt their whole entire shit. You're supposed to be on top of this shit from start to finish all the time.
Right.
So you don't have to sit there and worry and be, last minute resort. Oh, I don't need a fucking savior because this shit doesn't save anybody. Again, it's how you
Well,
execute
we can't
through
save you anyway.
all, you
Ultimately, you
know.
got to be the one to handle these procedures, even if we show you how to do them. For the
That's
most
it,
part,
man.
you still are going to have to. You got to save yourself.
hey Hick,
We could toss you the lifeline.
hey Hick,
Yeah, that's it. What's up?
you work in a 9 to 5, you're gonna work hard, you're gonna get paid. If you don't work a 9 to 5 and you do this, you're gonna work hard doing the administrative process and you're gonna get paid. Either way, you're fucking working, bro.
I
Either
mean, that's
way.
it.
And a lot of people think like,
And
okay, because of HJR 192 and UCC 3-104 and federal accounting standard boards,
yeah,
I
with
can
that
live for
shit.
free. No, that doesn't mean that you
I
can just.
No,
mean,
that's obviously a
You
novice
have to
fucking
work. You
beginner
have to do the
standpoint.
private
two,
administrative process, and
two,
you're gonna
two,
have to
two
go to
options you
work.
got, bro. Two options you got from the game, and this is on repeat from my ass too. You either sit on the assets you've already accrued, meaning you started out at the beginning of the game just like everybody else, and you ground and you work that slave shit to be able to have your assets, which means you still have interest in those assets, right? So if you transfer it over to a trust, now the trust can administrate. It doesn't have to be extravagant, doesn't need all this extra shit because
Right.
negotiable instruments are already readily accepted as an exchange, a species, currency. All right.
That's what it's there
So
for.
if
You're talking about
if
securities.
you already accrue assets, now you only simply discharge those. You don't have to work. That's what that means. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? All right. So the other side, the only other option you have after that is to engage in business. Make sense? Now
Yes.
people don't like that because it's so fucking simple. But that is the truth. You only have two
Yeah.
options doing this shit. You either sit on the assets that you've already accrued and simply discharge and settle out your fucking bills, or you engage in business to further grow your money and your dollar through
Right.
people and resources, nigga. It's a control mechanism.
It
For
is.
what? For your fucking legacy, your empire, whatever the fuck you're trying to really do. I don't know.
Whoever
You know what I
you
mean?
want to be,
That's it.
or who you
That's
want to
it.
be
And,
remembered
and that
as.
can look many different ways. It can happen many different ways.
That's a very good point, really. And that actually makes me reflect on the multiple lifestyles that I've lived, and especially pertaining to the one that I'm living now. I will say this one, I feel a lot better about myself in this lifestyle.
That's good.
It's harder. It's harder, and it's definitely like more stressful. But not as far as like what I have to do. It's just I think it's just the stress of like I feel like I have to do these things for other people. You know what I mean? I think that's why it's stressful, because I'm not used to that at all. I'm used to just living my life based on what I need to do for the people I care about. And, you know, I give you some gas or something. If you broke down on the side of the road, I'll help you. But as far as like, I'm not really getting involved in all y'all shit. I'm doing me and loving it, you know. But now I got this other side of me that's like, nah, you know, you got to help these people, bro. Even if they get mad
It's
at you
understandable.
and fucking are entitled and disrespectful and, you know, have these expectations, even though I've never met you.
I mean,
Okay.
life is life, man. It be what it is. Just transmute and alchemize,
Yeah,
turn
it is.
everything
It
into a
is what it is,
positive,
man.
you know,
Yeah, it's got so many
whatever
positives. The
that is for
negatives are
you.
not that
Again,
bad. And who cares, bro? You know, I'll be uncomfortable if it helps.
man, that type
And it
deal,
always
you
helps when
know.
I'm uncomfortable. It does, man. I can't really say I've ever been through something that was like uncomfortable and not at least came out like the other side a little calmer about it, you know, feeling a little better and probably, you know what I'm saying? Probably a little less
Yeah,
stressed.
yeah.
Mhm. That was a good, it was a good little conversation that we had tonight. Seems like a very tranquil, like chill mood right now.
How long was he
Maybe
on
it's
here?
just,
Ryan Collins.
yeah, yeah. Well, I
I said, how
didn't.
long
What
was
I
he
heard
on there?
he was on here for probably a good, probably 15 minutes before you um got on here.
Right on, right on. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It was in my head out here.
yeah.
Got him a good push.
He's cool people.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you had the pleasure of talking with him before?
Um, Probably in some comments, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't remember though.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. I was like, you don't talk to anybody either. Not like that. If I'm on social media, if I'm talking to somebody, it's we're planning some shit, we're marketing some shit, we're doing something to serve the purpose,
Yeah,
or
I'm not
you know,
interactive on those sports. I just pop into lay
yeah,
down some
just see
shit
what's
that'll
up,
pop
man.
up.
Look around, see what you guys got
Yeah,
going
that's
on. Yeah, I've caught a couple of his lives and stuff. He definitely has more of a like a, you know, like we are, you know, we're just like I ain't really the public figure type, but I'm doing it anyway. I got a vulgar mouth sometimes, and I'm very opinionated, to say the least. He is too, which I respect in anybody that's willing to just speak their mind and shit. You know, it's a quality that more
yeah. I
men
mean,
need to
it's
have,
freedom, bro.
especially. Yeah,
America.
exactly. It's like literally, you're right, bro. You could do that. I'm saying you ain't got to quiet down
Uh,
unless the baby's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, turn up. Look it. So you ain't
my
got to worry
man
about
said
none of that out there,
baby.
and just
I'm just
at
cooling,
peace with
man. I'm
you, and
legit.
just
I'm thinking about rolling
yeah,
up right now. Again.
that's awesome. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, bro, it's a relaxing life for the day. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I mean,
Like,
I live the exact same way now. You know, I don't ever come out of my house
I've
unless I
been
have
working
to. You
my
know what I
own
mean?
mind to like try to see why I would get certain things and then what I can do to actually put that to use. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
just, I don't know, bro. Just really, really cool in it. You know what I mean? But putting shit together, just slowly but surely, man. I'm just taking my time. I don't like rushing shit. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah. No,
feel some
I
kind
mean,
of
come on, man.
urgency. I
We
don't.
shouldn't ever rush
I'm not in
anything,
a
right?
fearful state as far as like the end of the
Not at
world or
all.
whatever else is going on. Yeah. whatever happens is
Yeah.
gonna happen on that scale. So I'm just trying to
Yeah,
live at
it's
peace
not
with a
like we
lot of
could
different
stop
things.
fucking F-16s and tanks and shit anyway. You know, what are you gonna do against a nuke? You gonna stand up and protest? You know what I'm saying?
So the rest of
I
everything
mean, what are you
involved,
really
I
gonna
just
fucking
know
do
that I
about it?
got time,
Why
bro.
are you watching that shit all day long and telling everybody they're gonna bomb us and the world's coming to an end and it's gonna
Yeah.
volcano's gonna erupt and swallow the whole earth? And it's just like, well, what would you do if it did? You'd fucking die too. So shut up.
Mhm.
You can't stop a fucking hurricane, bro, unless you got the planes to see the
I mean,
clouds and
everybody's gonna
shit.
have a different reaction to it. Some people are gonna stand there. Some people are gonna run. Some people are gonna be happy
Yeah,
that they're seeing it. You know what I mean? I don't all different kinds of
yeah,
reactions to it. I mean, shit. You don't know the outcome either.
right. So why worry about it? Why worry about anything?
Somebody could have survived. Somebody could survive. You know, say
Yeah,
everybody died.
definitely
Somebody could
somebody
survive.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if somebody can, shit, I'm gonna be that somebody. If only one of us makes
There
it,
you
shit,
go.
I gotta be the one to make it.
Yo, Hick,
And
you've been to court a few
what's
times.
up?
I bet you've been through the courtroom a few times, right?
Yes.
Have they ever tried to use a court maneuver to label you like, oh, this is a redemption liquid paper theory, or this is a sovereign citizen theory, or have they ever tried to label
Oh,
you with
every
that?
time they do it to me.
The only time I ever got that was from policy enforcers themselves, but never in a courtroom. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Never in a
yeah.
courtroom. I know how to conduct myself properly throughout a lot of
That's
different
what I was about to say. It's
lot of
always
That's
the
what.
differences
That's
within
officers or the
exactly what I was about
proceedings.
to
jailers.
say.
You know what I
Because
mean?
they can
But
say in their paperwork, they can say, "Oh, this is a legal theory," but when it comes down to being in the courtroom, they're going to be looking at my conduct, right?
Yes.
exactly, bro. Like, all right,
Well, that's like the first kind of thing, right?
when I was 20, I think 24, was it 24, 25, maybe 25. When I was 25, I was representing one of my buddies, Jup, up there in somewhere in Appleton, Wisconsin, I think. It was like a traffic ticket or something like that. And I just ended up submitting like a 40-page fucking bill of complaint, inequity and motion to change venue.
Change venue to what? To an equitable
And
jurisdiction?
it's a bill of complaint in equity and a motion to
Okay.
change venue.
Okay.
So we go to court, and I found out about board versus swear of bar examiners back then, or swears versus the board of bar examiners, which stated that the state can't practice the license at law. And so they walked us in there. I remember this during COVID, I think, too. And I had my shemagh on fully wrapped around my head and my mouth, straight up Ninja Hood style. And I just, the judge said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm the authorized representative for Jeremiah Nelson." I said, "Before we get started, I'd like to get this question on the record." And he just kind of looked stunned. And I said, "Where did you get your authority from?" And he goes, "Uh, the state of Wisconsin." I said, "I'd like to call on the Supreme Court case, Swears versus the Board of Bar Examiners. The state can't license and practice that law. So I'd like to ask you again, where is it that you got your authority from, sir?" And he's like, "The state of Wisconsin gave me my authority." And then I started repeating myself again, and he was like, "Bailiffs, get this man out of here." And I remember they stepped up to me, man, and they got like right up on my motherfucking chest, bro, and right up on my shoulder. And I said, "You will please not touch me." I said, "I'll exit myself out of this courtroom." I said, "I'd like the record to reflect that this is not a courtroom today. This has nothing to do with a valid case, and this case is closed." I said, "I'll escort myself out." And they stood there and looked back at the dude, and the judge was pissed in a motherfucker, man. And then they
So
walked me to the edge of the courtroom and they closed the doors. Now, the whole entire rest of that situation went, I heard the judge in there. He was asking my buddy, he said, "So, explain all this in your own words." And he
yeah.
got 2 minutes. He was like, dude, no, I'm not gonna explain it out of my own words. He said, you guys got pieces of paper up there. Why can't I read off my piece of paper? And then they just got down to some bullshit and they just threw him another court date. And after that, he just walked out of there. He was like, what the fuck was all that? I said, well, at least you got to see some of that shit. I said, man, thank you for even letting me try this shit right now. But yeah,
So you were
yeah,
still
been through
learning at
some
that
shit,
point.
man. But man, yeah, hell yeah, heavily, heavily.
Okay. Okay.
Well, you gotta understand,
Dealing
man.
dealing
They
with
have
different
to do
processes
that.
like that, you know what I mean? But you're
They
like
have
you
to do
just
that.
getting ballsy and really representing yourself and seeing different emotions because that was the most professional I could have did that at, yeah, like at that point in time for me. Oh hell yeah, like
Yeah.
that was a decent one. But just
That-
to be able
That
to
was a
see
win.
that and experience that portion of it, I was like, oh hell yeah, dude. Because technically, he sat up out of his seat. That's a vacation whole entire court through admiralty. If the judge stands out of his seat and he presents belligerentness and all that anger, oh yeah, nigga, what is you doing up
Yeah.
there? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're
And that was the
like
whole
first
entire
one of the
goal
first
for me. I
principles
was
is
like,
honor and dishonor. It's like
So
you acting all crazy
yeah,
and
you know,
shit, being
I want to see
combative.
shit
You're
like that.
violating so many fucking rules right now. It's so crazy.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
they
you know
like
what I mean?
international
But it
rules at
really
that. Like now you're like a whole foreign fucking like threat and all
yeah.
kind of shit, bro. You don't
so
even know
that
what you're
case
doing.
law, that case law you just mentioned,
But what
how could that
what
be
about
used?
I mean technically all right, because he's stating that he has authority under the state of you're more so looking at a republic value at that point in time. Well,
Right.
if it's unauthorized authority to practice law, then what the fuck are you doing up there, sir? So he got pissed that I put him in check with such a very short and very upfront well, it's not even a confrontation, it's just a fact.
It's
So
just
what are
a
you gonna do
hard
right
to
now?
refute
You know what I mean? This is before anything
fact.
started. So I'm already laying down a hard line. I'm pushing a hard line on the administrator
Yeah.
by
It's like
asking the
first of
question in
all,
an open court. You know what I'm saying? And this is they're not expecting none of this. Like, hold on, what the fuck is
boom.
about to happen right now? And then the first thing I
Right. So
come
you
out
got
with is, sir, who granted your authority today? In the state of Wisconsin. Like, what? Why? Well, according to the Supreme Court case, Schwer's versus
boom.
the
And now
board bar
the judge
examiners,
is in
the
his
state
head.
can't license or practice that law. So I'd like to ask you again, sir. You know what I mean? If I get this 2 to 3 more times, he's admitting his intent.
What's that case law again?
Schwer's, Schwars, Schwer's,
Got it.
the Board of Bar Examiners.
It's basically just a private club, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out for sure. Good looking out.
And it's all, you
But
know
you
what? I
know,
have thought
again, like
about it.
this is
I've thought about it
what
just to
thought
go
about
through
what.
it, just to see what they got going on, just to get the, you
I
know,
mean,
past the bar
I was
and just
very
find out.
Oh, you want to go get your bar card?
I don't know if I'd want to go through all that, but I kind of do because it fucking, at least I'd know then. I'd know exactly
Man,
what
everybody
oaths they
that
got, you
you
know,
don't want
what
to
they're,
because then you're underneath that contract. You have to sign their contracts, bro. It's
yeah,
not
you
like you
got
can
to
sign
sign
that
it,
and
don't you?
then the
Yeah, there
Supreme.
ain't no way you
Yeah,
get
you know
away
what I
with
mean.
that. Now
You're
that bitch is
grown
probably in
now, bro.
blood and all kind of shit.
You know what I'm saying? You're grown
You ain't
now.
getting my soul innocence, motherfucker. I'm gonna keep that.
You're age of majority now. I
Yeah,
was
you
heavy
already
into
got most everybody else, and you ain't getting mine.
experimentation that would be dealing with a lot of this administration, man, which helped me be this cold too. You know what I mean? Self practice, going through my own things beforehand,
Yeah, I know,
during,
man.
after. You know what I mean? So
I really never intended to do any of this, any of the whole like public broadcasting of any of the things. Really, this is a whole new thing that just it was just some inspiration came out of nowhere, and I tried to ignore that shit.
yeah, I mean, you get better as you practice, like you said, consistency.
Yeah,
I would
consistency
hope,
in anything
you
is
know what
gonna
I
make you
mean?
better at,
Unless you just, I don't know,
or
man.
worse,
Everybody's care,
better
everybody's
or worse.
views, and
We got to
everything are
remember
different.
those polarities.
I guess
As good as it
whatever
is, it could be
progresses a
just as
person, man, as
worse.
long as they ain't hurt nobody, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I got my own views dealing with a lot of that different stuff too. That's why I'm out here, bro.
yeah, I know. Me too. Like I said in the beginning, I'm very opinionated. A lot of people take that offensively. I'd never mean it that way though,
mean,
unless I do, and you'll know it
Yeah.
because the first thing I'll tell you is I mean this very offensively. I intend to make you pretty pissed off at me with what I'm about to say. You know, you'll know when I'm mad.
definitely.
But generally, I like to just be chill, happy, and just help other people vibrate a little higher. Because then I get to vibrate even higher. Right? It's like a
I
reciprocating
like
thing,
seeing
right? I
I
love it.
like seeing people really dig deep and start to connect all of
Yeah,
that
man.
great shit that they are, you know what I mean, and actually try to apply themselves and
Yeah,
output it
you
on a
see
progressive
those,
state.
like
That's
you
what I
can
like.
see it in their eyes and shit sometimes, right? When they start to,
Yeah,
I
man,
remember
because
it's,
it's a lot of
it's
blocks and
awesome,
bricks
dude.
there, it seems like.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's good. It's such a good feeling when you like help somebody, like, and you know that if you even if you never speak to this person again, what you just gave them changed their life for sure, for the better, and you know it. That's a good feeling.
Hey, yo, guys,
Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna get off of here. I gotta get ready for work tomorrow.
Yeah, man, me too. Really.
Yeah. Good talk though.
Yeah, to work, man.
Peace out, Chris.
Yeah.
Yes, man. It always is, bro. These turn out to be pretty beneficial. Everybody have a good night, man.
Yeah. For sure.
Y'all join. What's up? I was gonna tell everybody to join Chris Silver's Facebook page if you
Oh
haven't.
yeah. Yeah.
Definitely
Christopher
hit up
Silva
Hick
Romero on
Molly L.
Facebook.
Yep. Hit him and hit Mozzie's page up. He's got the name Bowick and I think Mozzie the joke. Definitely hit JoJo Campbell up. She's also got the Meta Environmental Exchange. That's dope. Like everything that you'd want to do, especially like if you're into like nonprofits and like kind of giving back to the community and conservation acts and stuff. We got the NF Trees program through that. Like you literally can donate, uh, which you then get to write off on your taxes, but it also plants a tree, which you also get to use as carbon tax credit. So it's like a double whammy. So a lot of cool shit there. Of course we got Block Cycle Labs. Everybody knows, and Walt. What else we got? Definitely hit up Eric Alexander, like and follow his page, and he's got Peace Be Steels. A lot of cool shit. And the art thing he just dropped, that's like a project that's specifically centered on just like exactly what it is, art and just different versions of it. It's pretty dope. And then, Wealth Wave anytime. Want to learn some shit? All right, I'm out, y'all.
Peace, peace.
All right.